Welcome everybody to a very special episode of Board Game Coffee. Today, this is our very first episode, our premiere episode of This Versus That, a show where we take two geniuses in the gaming realm, and we're going to butt them head to heads. And you know what? I'm just going to let them introduce themselves right after this little sizzle reel here, and I'll explain how it all works after that. Ready? Here we go.
Get back here this instant! Oh.
Thank you. Oh, I love you too. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you.
All right, everybody, welcome Stephen Buonocore and Jamie Keagy, the podfather and host of the Secret Cabal Gaming podcast. Welcome to Board Game Coffee, gentlemen. I am very excited to have you here. Brittany apparently doesn't give a shit. She's not here.
Yes, apparently not.
Well, I'm curious. You said that there are two geniuses here. I only see one genius here. Who's the genius
That's true.
here, Stephen?
Thank you. the one who retired and is relaxing now in Florida. That's
exactly.
Why. That is the smartest move to do. Just retire.
Thank you.
And we're like working our
Good to
asses
see you
off.
guys. Thank you so much for having me. It's really, really wonderful. I mean, I cannot tell you how much I miss all of my gaming friends and family, and I really consider you guys like family. It's been a rough year. Been a rough year. Seriously.
You could say that again, Stephen. Man, it's been so long since I've seen both of you guys. We hang out at conventions. We go to the pubs. We call some raucous. We haven't done that in like a year and a half at this point. It's terrible. I'm ready. Origins and Gen Con are coming. Let's do it.
Yep. Are you guys going to both Origins
so
and Gen Con? You going to both?
Yes. 100% going to both.
All right. Well, if they're both
I'm
happening,
definitely going to Origins. We have our everything booked for Origins. Gen Con, they just talked about how it's going to happen 2 weeks before Origins now. So the plan is yes, I hope. But we're doing our best to be there. I definitely want to be.
I definitely want to go to Origin. Well, I want to go to both for sure. But with the timing the way it is, I don't know if I could do both that close together. It's tough. It's tough.
Really
it's tough.
All right. Now let's actually, first let's tell us a bit about yourselves. Stephen.
Well,
this will take up the whole hour, man.
No, now these
Stephen
days
talk about himself.
All I got to say is I'm retired. I'm the former founder, owner, and president of Stronghold Games, and then we merged the companies in 2018 with a grand plan of course, retiring at some point thereafter, and we made that happen. So I'm happily now retired, and I stay on the media side of things. Like you guys, I have my own podcast, Board Games Insider, with Ignacy Chevicek. Been going on for 5 years now. That's doing great. I'm on Board Game Breakfast with Tom Vassell every Thursday at 10 a.m. We do that live stream, and then I do things like this with you guys, and I just hang out and mentor some people and just kind of stay relevant and love playing games and love seeing people. So that's my thing.
Yeah, well, sounds great. You've earned your retirement, sir. You have put in your time for sure.
Thank you.
Jamie, tell us about yourself.
Well, I am one of the many hosts of the Secret Cabal Gaming podcast. We put out audio podcasts every week about tabletop gaming, miniatures games, role-playing games, board games, just any kind of tabletop games. We talk about it. But for the most part, we're there to goof around, have fun, and just be entertaining. We want to be a comedy show, and there's no... I don't know what the definition of comedy is if we do it or not, but we try our best to do it. And actually, this is our 10th year that we've been doing the show. And at this point, I'm doing it as my full-time job. And every single day is just a dream come true. I get to work with board games. I get to make media. I get to be creative. And it's absolutely wonderful. And I don't plan on retiring anytime soon because this is a dream come true.
See, I'm torn. If we did like a this versus that of like, would I want to be retired or kind of got Jamie's job? I don't know which one I would do. Like, I like retirement, but I also like what I do. I'm torn.
Absolutely, man. You got me there.
I think there are a bunch of
factors
factors
on the beach,
into
putting your
whether
feet up, drinking beer all day long, like Steven's doing. That sounds good too.
Like, he's not even wearing pants right now.
No, pants. Why don't let me show you? I'm not wearing pants. No.
I got a black bar for you. Right there.
Very small.
Yes.
Small one, right?
That was very specific.
I was going to say that, Stephen, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should leave those jokes out. But you had to go there, didn't you? You had to go there.
Of course I did. Of course.
Okay, so let's explain what we're all here for. Okay, so on this
let's do it.
episode, this as being the premiere episode of This Versus That, a lot of people are watching. I hope so. I hope at least. And they're wondering what the hell is going on. Well, here it is. We're going to have like a Thanos. Jesus Christ, a Thanos. Thanos. Jesus Christ, I got locked into like a stroke. A Thanos. Let's try this again. We're going to try to have a Thanos level event, right? A snap. We're going to have the snap. And basically we're going to get rid of like half the board games on the planet. But we're going through 10 at a time. So at the end of this episode, we are going to have 10 board games that have been obliterated from existence. And here's the thing. Some of these games will have expansions and, spin-offs. Those are gone too. So if it's a title that's attached to an expansion or spin-offs of that game, those are gone. Those are gone. We're
The
getting rid of all
whole
of them.
product line is gone.
The whole product line done. It's just gone. So it's gonna be rough. Now
Now, is
here's
this
the
a
thing.
good thing or a bad thing, Stephen? Do we want half these games gone? Is this actually going to make the universe a better place, like Thanos thought?
I don't know. Is like Monopoly on the list? The answer is yes. Boom, bang it out of existence. We don't need it anymore.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
served its purpose. It's out.
And unlike Thanos, we don't have a good plan. We're just doing this for funsies. And here's the thing. Just because a game did not make it, because you have only two choices, this is like gun to your head, like universe is at stake here. It doesn't mean you hate the game. You just have to pick one. But you know what? You guys might get a game you hate, or maybe you have to choose between two games you dislike or two games you love. I don't know. All I do know is that both of you have played the 10 games that we're going to discuss. That is the only thing I can guarantee.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so let me
I'm
see.
ready.
And now these games are paired
Got my
up.
fingers ready.
Yeah, great to snap.
I like that. Yeah.
Now these games are paired up in theme, mechanics, or gaming categories, and if they don't fit any of those, it's whatever the hell I wanted. So that's what I had.
Logical. Makes sense. It's the way I work my life, too.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Ready? Ready for the first one?
Okay.
Okay. Now the
First
first
one.
one.
Let's do it.
First game nominated. Oh, I also like to mention, since Steven was in the publishing business, there might be some conflict for him here and there. Who knows? I don't know. There might be. I don't remember all the games on the list, but just in case.
First one is Space Cadets versus Terraforming Mars. Both of them. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Ready? First game.
First game.
Flashpoint versus Pandemic. So think about it.
Flashpoint Fire Rescue versus Pandemic.
Think about it. Don't give your answers yet. When you guys have them, you guys got them.
Now I can make this basis any reasoning and rationale that I want, right?
Right.
Yes, correct.
Like whatever. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Okay, you guys have your
Mark,
answer.
we got it.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you said in the beginning here that the rules are that all the expansions go 2.
Yep.
Now, does that include any one of the 650,000 versions of Pandemic, like
Yeah.
Pandemic,
Yes,
the Flood
it does.
one,
They're all
Pandemic,
gone.
the all things that say Pandemic,
Yep.
Legacies, Season 1, Season 2s, everything.
The dice game, it's all
Pandemic's gone.
gone. Pandemic is never exist. It's just poof.
Never
it's gone
happened.
from existence. Never happened.
It never.
That's
Nobody
a
will-
lot to disappear.
Yeah, right. Nobody will ever experience Pandemic again. But a lot of people have played it. Maybe they don't need to play it anymore. Maybe everybody needs to play Flashpoint.
Well, I got to tell you this right now. I'm going to start us off here because Steven looks like he's contemplating his answer there. I'm not sure if he's going to be right or wrong, but you can bet that I will tell him if he's right or wrong.
Oh, you will.
Pandemic is, I would consider, a classic board game at this point. It's it's one of those games like Ticket to Ride, like Settlers of Catan or Catan now, like oddly Monopoly and those that they have historical relevance within our community, right? Like this is something this is an immense thing. It's like telling me, should I get rid of Godzilla or should I get rid of Gamera? Of course I'm going to get rid of Gamera. He's a ridiculous turtle that no one knows about. We got Godzilla over here. He's the historical character. This is the same situation here. Pandemic is an institution at this point in the board gaming community. We cannot have a world where there is no pandemic. Now, I love Firefighters, and Flashpoint Fire Rescue is a great game. But I'm sorry. It's got to go.
Oh, Flashpoint is gone. Buonocore.
Jamie, you ignorant slut. No, do you remember that? Do you remember that from the Dan Aykroyd
yes,
days?
yes. Dan Aykroyd.
Just
Jane,
making
you
sure.
ignorant slut.
Yes, well, Jamie, you ignorant slut.
I know everything you know, Steven. Remember when we were at Dice Tower Con that night and we were reciting lines from all the Andrew Dice Clay routines?
Oh, I don't think we really want to repeat that we were doing that here. So
We probably don't hear.
That might be a little sensitive. So here's the thing, Jamie. Every word you just said is true. Every word.
I know it is.
It is an institution. It is in the pantheon of great games. It is iconic to the industry. It has created its own sub-industry. And not to mention, it's like as relevant as possible to the year 2020 and now, right? I mean, it's crazy that, you know, and Matt Leacock has become very rich due to this, which he oddly feels very weird about, of course, even more than he had sold, of course, before.
Oh, I wouldn't feel weird about being rich. I would very much love it.
But
I'm with you, Jamie.
But Flashpoint is the one that must stay, and Pandemic must leave because it was Flashpoint. One of the reasons Flashpoint has funded the retirement, and I'm here
Listen to
in
this.
Florida chilling out due to Flashpoint from Indie Boards and Cards, who
Listen to
merged
this
with Stronghold
ridiculous
Games.
pandering and nonsense that's coming out of the mouth
Wait a
of
minute.
this businessman.
So
He
you're saying-
retires
so-
on Flashpoint.
So you're saying to me that you wouldn't want me, your very, very, very wonderful friend, to experience a lovely life after his hard work.
I would love
and he's
it.
invited you to come down and spend time at his house here in South Florida. You wouldn't want that to happen. So you're going to be selfishly clicking my retirement out of existence and keeping the game that I just said is agreement with you is so
Steven-
much incredibly better and everything.
The flawed logic here is immense. It's Godzilla size, honestly. I'm going to bring up Godzilla a lot of times because I'm very happy about Godzilla versus Kong. But anyway, the ignorance that you are displaying here is ridiculous. We're not getting in a DeLorean and going back in time and making it never exist in the first place. It's being blinked out of existence right now. So you'd still be retired. You just wouldn't be able to play that game anymore.
Ooh.
I don't know that. Are you making money off of Flashpoint still being in
He's got a
print
boat
right now?
He's got a boat on the way.
Oh, you know that's really good logic. Is it good or bad if I agree with should we be taking different ones or not, or does it matter?
it doesn't
I don't even know
matter.
if there's a scoring involved here.
Follow your
Is there
heart.
a scoring
I
involved?
strongly urge
Follow
you
my
to
heart.
agree with me all the time, Stephen.
I strongly think that you're a nut job, so I'm not going to agree with you all the time. But I'm staying with Flashpoint. Screw
Okay.
you.
All
I
right.
am.
So I guess
All right. Stephen
I was
was
down
part
to
of
the,
that company.
wrong.
our first one comes
I
down
was
to the
part of the
tiebreaker.
company.
Our first one comes down to the
So
tiebreaker.
which one
and
disappears?
I gotta say, I gotta go with Jamie on this one. I gotta go with Jamie. You're right. You brought a lot of good arguments. It is the Godzilla in this situation, and you got to keep Godzilla around. You got to think of the children. Just think of the children. They need their pandemic. And both great games. Both great games. But yeah,
Pandemic's everything you said, but I had to take Flashpoint due to my legacy, not Pandemic legacy. My legacy.
Like he
right.
had anything to do with it.
I had nothing. Zero.
he posed it for that cover.
5
He's starting
years
to take-
after. That's me on the cover.
He's
That's
starting
right.
to
How'd
take
you
credit
guess,
for
Mark?
games he had nothing to do with now.
I had nothing to do with Flashpoint. but the merged company that was one of our big titles.
Hey, but there's no proof that if Steven didn't exist ever, that Flashpoint would be as successful as it is. It's like a butterfly
proof of
effect.
that.
Yeah, there's no proof of that. No, exactly. It's a butterfly effect. Who
Maybe
knows?
true.
It's actually true. It would still be successful.
Now before
Without me.
All right, round one goes to me.
Yep.
Yes.
Just saying.
It goes to Pandemic. Don't take credit for the whole world here. Pandemic gets the credit.
I'm not
Round
taking
one
credit
goes
for the whole world. I'm just taking credit for who was right and who was wrong.
All right. So round one, Jamie right, Buonocore wrong.
There we
There
go.
you go. Thank
Okay,
you
here
for
we go.
confirming that.
Here we go. Here we
I'm
go.
writing these down on the screen. Go ahead.
Ready? Yeah. Remember, just keep your answer to yourself until you're ready to announce, and stick with it.
I know
Stick with it.
you might forget. He gives you two options. You might forget. I know the mind goes.
I might forget one.
The line goes.
After you start getting
might
into
wanna write it down.
retirement, things start to get a little flaccid. Talking about the mind now. Talking about your mind. I know everything else is fine.
Okay.
I'm not going there.
Here we go. Ready?
course
Our
you're
next game up for the snap. Ready? Loveletter versus Citadels. Think about it. These games have brought me a lot of good times, both of them. I've spent so much time playing both these games.
Shall I go first?
Steven, you may take the first. You can pick between the two, and I will surely tell you you're wrong after the fact, but that's all right.
I don't know. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But so Citadels
That's true.
was one of those early games that kind of not like got me into hobby, but it was definitely in the earlier games that I was playing before there was the Stronghold games, and definitely solidified me getting in. But Citadels is a very flawed game and doesn't do anything for the hobby anymore, certainly. And Loveletter set a standard, and that was the micro game standard, and is still genius to this day and can still be played again and again. And every other micro game is always compared to how great Loveletter is. And even the funny thing is, the same 8-card game is then rethemed with one little tweak in it, and it becomes Batman Loveletter, it becomes Lord of the Rings Love. And every one of them is great. And they're really fun, and they're just good. Loveletter is brilliant. Citadels snapped out of existence.
Citadels snapped out of existence just like that.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with you here, Steven. You said that Citadels was a very early game that got a lot of people in the hobby, did a lot for the hobby, and I think that absolutely that is correct, and that is why I think it deserves to stay where it is. Not to the extent of Pandemic, but Citadels is like on a pedestal at this point. Like, that is one of the original great games. It's got great artwork, and every edition beyond has been just wonderful. It's a unique game. There aren't many games that are similar to this today. Loveletter, it's great. It is an excellent design. As a matter of fact, it's like a genius design, really. And it really kills me to say get rid of it, but it just ain't fun enough to stick around. Citadels, whereas you say that it's not a great game design, it's just more fun. It's just a more fun game. And though there's not a lot of people out there that kind of, it's not in the memories of people in today, like it's just not out there. It really could be if somebody brought it back, really pushed it, and a lot of new people could discover this game. Loveletter's the same thing over and over and over again. I say Loveletter, gone.
Oh.
Listen, I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. So I won't. And it is absolutely Citadels has to leave. Citadels is unplayable, like at the high player counts. It's unplayable. It's like really bad when you're playing with goes up to 8, I think, and it's just not good. At the low player counts, yeah, it's very good,
Just
and
don't
it's
play it
fun
at
and it's fast.
It's 8 or nothing,
but
Jamie.
8 Loveletter and all of its expansions and all of its formats, and the way that it set an entire genre. Citadels didn't set a genre. It was great in the beginning, and it was all that was kind of there. Loveletter, the game, the micro game that everyone is measured against.
Okay, so we got another
Go
tie
ahead, Mark.
here. We got another tie. All right. Well, before I give my snap, I got to tell you that Citadels I've had a lot of good time at Citadels. Now, I've had a lot of good times playing Citadels at 3 players and 4 players, but even when it gets to 4 and 5, I start stressing out over what everybody has. Like, I go into this, I'm trying to read everybody, and at 3 players, no problem. 4, I can handle it. 5, my brain starts like exploding a little bit, and it stresses me out. It brings a level of anxiety to me that I can't understand where it comes from. This is why I don't play poker, because I can't read people. I just put chips in randomly. I just can't do it. Now, Loveletter, I've played the original a few times. But the one I've played the most has got to be the Batman one. The Batman Loveletter. It comes in a little baggie. I've taken that with me to diners, to restaurants, threw it on the table, had games with whoever was there. You teach people before your food comes, you have a few rounds, and you pack it away, and you got your meal, and you go. So, for me, I got to go with Loveletter. It's got a special place in my heart. It's the perfect micro game.
Smart man. It is.
And I gotta ask, did any of these games contribute to Buonocore's retirement that we don't know?
No.
Okay, just making sure you're honest.
AEG and Fantasy Flight Games. No, I don't, not me.
Well, I will graciously concede this round to Steven. I don't agree with it. I think it's outrageous. I think it's ridiculous, but I will allow it.
Oh. Okay. Jamie has allowed it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's move on to the next one. See if Jamie will grace us with an answer again. Now, this time we're going to tackle something a little more for the gateway gamers. All right.
Okay.
We got Ticket to Ride versus Catan.
I knew you were going there.
Which at some point stopped being named Settlers of Catan. I don't know when that happened until I found this photo and then I noticed.
About 2 years ago.
So this is as easy as pie. This is the easiest one of all. Ticket to Ride, fun game, but stick that in the garbage pail. It's all Catan all the time. I tell you, I get so angry when I see people saying like, bah, 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 Catan, that's no good. Oh, bah, bah, I'm tired. Catan being a bad game. Outrageous. Catan is an amazing game. Catan was the game that got me into gaming, got so many people into gaming. It set the standard for what Euro games are today. It used so many cool mechanisms. It mixes randomness with high strategy. It works at well, of course, if you get the expansions, it works with all different player counts. The dynamic of the different player counts is exciting and different each time. All of the expansions, cities and knights and the seafarers and all that different stuff, and the games that it spawned after it, like Starfarers. So many great games based on this. As a matter of fact, I have the Trails to Rails. It's like Catan histories, like the American West with the railroads. Fantastic game. Love it. Ticket to Ride. It's a good game. I still play it with my family. But man, Catan all the way. A world without Catan would be a sad, horrible, dystopian future that I don't have nothing to do with.
So Family Night is canceled.
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it, Steven.
So Jamie has just canceled Family Night. No more Ticket to Ride.
That's...
You can play.
Let me tell you something. Both of these games, of course, are in that like that we said, like pantheon of like great games that made the hobby. This is very similar, I think, in a lot of ways to the Citadels and Loveletter. Catan, which absolutely created the hobby almost. I mean, that was the first one that got brought across the ocean and really got penetration across gamers. Is an old, dated, did not. It's an old, very dated design, and it doesn't even hold up in modern board gaming. Catan. It does not.
That's
even
an outrageous
hold up.
statement.
It's an outrageous statement and a true statement, both outrageous and true. It doesn't hold up. Ticket to Ride is a absolute beautiful design that is going to hold up forever, and the little tweaks that they've made it with the various types. It's a phenomenal design. It's a genius of hand management, set collection, route building. Phenomenal game. Can play it with anybody. The randomness factor is mitigated significantly, unlike in Catan. It's not. The randomness there is annoying. So, Ticket to Ride, must stay. Catan is gone. Gone.
Steven is just worried that Alan Moon will rescind his invitation to the gathering of friends. That's all this is. You all know it. This is what it is.
Alan,
he wants
Alan,
to
I love
go
you,
there, and now that he has no
Alan,
games to show off, he has no reason
Alan,
to
I
be
love you,
there. But he's scared that his invitation will be rescinded. I think that you should take that into
Alan, keep
account,
inviting me.
Mark.
See,
You know it's
Alan, keep
true,
inviting me.
just like I do. And look at his face there. Look at his.
Let me call Alan
his
right now.
suspicious
I'll get
face.
him on the phone right now, and then we'll have him talk. Would you like me to do that?
Alan doesn't get a vote. All right. Okay. So we got
That's
another.
great.
So the future of board game gateway or gateway board games is on the line here.
This
Now,
is true.
This is a tough tiebreaker for me because I haven't played either of these games in a while because I have used both of these to, I guess, bring friends into the hobbies and, family members and girlfriends and just, you play a little Ticket to Ride, you play a little Catan and they'll tell you if they like it or not. And from there you go on, right? So they're both great gateway games. But here's the thing. I have a little gripe with both of them. And these are personal gripes. Not even game design gripes. They're personal gripes. Catan, I'm not sure I've ever won a game of Catan. Why? Because, now, ever since Board Game Coffee started, everybody figures, oh, you're the board game guy. So every time I play Catan, everybody gangs up on me. So nobody wants to trade with me. Everybody thinks I've got something up my sleeve. And all I've got up my sleeves is losses. Nobody ever plays with me. Or nobody wants to trade with me. Next, Ticket to Ride. I hate playing this game with Brittany. She is a finger pointer. She's like, look at him. He's building the longest track. You got to stop him. My track could be 4 trains long. Brittany's will be 20, but she'll still try to deflect. She's a deflector. She's a Ticket to Ride deflector. So if we're going to keep one, I got to keep the one that I can stand playing with my wife the most. So, Ticket to Ride's got to go. I got to keep the time.
Oh, I thought it was going to go the other way. Oh.
No. I can't give Brittany the satisfaction. If I can't do it. She's lost Catan just as much as I have, so at least I stand a chance there. All right.
Well,
All
look,
right.
it all worked out. The right game stayed, and Steven gets to go to the gathering of friends. It's all great.
It all works
It
out.
all
Yeah.
worked out nice.
It all works out. Okay. All right, now here we go.
Oh, I miss Alan.
Now now our next two. Now this is one of those categories where there's nothing in common with these two games. Ready? First one is
Yes.
Marvel Legendary versus Dead of Winter. So, and
Steven, take it away. This is so easy. Ain't even funny. Take it away. I know the answer, and you know the answer.
No, there's not a good answer to this one. This one is really, really hard.
these
Actually,
are
I-
two
I'm have to-
really
There's
close
nothing
games for
hard
me.
about
It's-
this answer, Steven.
It's funny. I don't and I'm just because obviously you mentioned this on your podcast. I can't for whatever reason remember what you feel. So I'm not even coming against you here as I was in the other ones.
No, I got you.
Well, I love the Crossroads system. I just think that's just a really genius the way they put that together in Dead of Winter. Legendary is fantastic. The way that shapes up and it's so expandable, and they've probably done it to death at this point. Oh man, that is hard. I'm gonna.
Steven, you changed my mind, man. You changed my mind in the middle of. You didn't even give an answer yet. You started to change my mind.
I doubt I changed your mind. I'm gonna go with
you
Dead of
did.
Winter because did I? I'm gonna go with
You
Dead
did.
of Winter.
So are we keeping Dead of Winter or is it
That's
gone?
great.
No, I'm keeping Dead of Winter, and
keeping
I'm going
Dead of
to
Winter.
blink out Legendary. Simply because I don't know. I think it really
How appropriate.
It treaded new ground, And I love that, that system where you never know what's going to happen. You got to do something. The dog shows up, and you want to keep the dog. You could kill the person. I think all that stuff is just genius. Isaac Vega did an amazing job with this game, and Plaid Hat Games did amazing. So we're keeping Dead of Winter and Marvel Legendary. You're gone. Sorry, both great games.
That's harsh.
Great games.
Both these games are really close to my heart.
So here's the thing. Steven really did change my mind with what he said, and it's more because
that's so funny.
I wasn't thinking in the terms of the rules set down at the beginning, right? So anyone who's listened to our podcast way back when Dead of Winter came out, we were not initially keen on it. I loved a lot about it, but there was just something that didn't set well with me. Well, now over years, we've played it a number of times since. Because it's one of those games where I just want to go back to it and like, what didn't I like about it and why didn't I like it? And I've actually grown to appreciate it a lot more than I once did. It's still not my favorite, but I appreciate it a lot more than I once did. And I was going to say Dead of Winter sticks around because it is everything that you said. It's fantastic. It has the crossroad system is wonderful in the way that this game obviously did it.
Right.
Legendary, I just don't like Legendary. Like, I don't like Marvel Legendary at all. We played that one many times, and I just find it not really thematic. The card play was just okay. It wasn't really my game, so I was easy going to go with Dead of Winter. But then you reminded me, all of the things it spawned afterwards are gone too, which takes away Legendary Encounters. Now, Legendary and Legendary Encounters are almost the same, but something about Legendary Encounters and the way that it takes movies and TV shows and makes them work in a weird deck building card game. Legendary Encounters Alien is so amazing. Like, that's one of my favorite deck building games of all. Now, I'm probably biased because the Alien movie series is one of my favorite movie series of all time, but the way that it just captures all the different elements of that movie series and has every single movie, even like Alien Covenant, they come out with an expansion, and it's a great, the game is better than the movie probably at this point. And thinking that that's going to be gone, and then Legendary Encounters Predator is going to be gone, and Legendary Encounters, I think there's a Firefly one I've never played, but I bet it's cool. So because those are going to go away, I'm going to have to say Dead of Winter goes away. And this is a really weird one for me because I don't like the game that you actually said, Legendary, Marvel Legendary.
But you like all of its follow-ons. I get it.
I like all of its follow-ons, the Legendary Encounters.
I had to pick the one that started it.
Yeah. I'm going to make just another point about Dead of Winter, that the fact that it blends themes so well with some nice Euro mechanics. It's not like a Zombicide where great theme, dripping with theme, and you build your character and you go to houses and you see the things. It's not that game, which is great too. But the way that Dead of Winter puts the theme in there, and you've got to manage all of these pieces, and you're going to go and try to kill some zombie thingies at certain I just love the way it does it. I haven't played it in years, but all of those things together say that's the one that should stay. So we are again at odds, but both of these games are pretty darn cool with me. So,
but I will say, Steven, that this is one that if I lose, it's okay, because I want both of these games to be around.
This is the first one where I don't care, really. Either one is going to be good. The other ones I took personally. I took it personally.
Right, yeah.
This is tough for me. I was actually hoping you guys would make the decision for me because, like, I've had such
disrespected me.
I've had such heated games with Dead of Winter. I've had games where we're yelling across the table. I have games where Brittany legitimately walked away from the table just flush red, upset because I had them all bamboozled and I was the betrayer and I was playing as Sparky the dog, and to get the win, I let Sparky die because I brought morale down just enough to win. And the whole game, I had people suspecting Brittany. And she got so upset she left. Everybody at the table didn't even want to talk to me. That's how fooled I had them. I was the Rick Grimes in this situation, and I had everybody rallying by my side. And the whole time, I was the jerk trying to bring everybody down. And that's a great memory.
You are the Rick Grimes, because you know who the villain of the Walking Dead TV show is? Rick Grimes. He's the one that gets everybody killed. So you are the Rick Grimes.
I forgot the asynchronous win conditions too. That's phenomenally good that you like. Oh, I win totally if I get this and this. And
What I love about Dead of
Winter
Winter is the secrets. The secret, you have secret objectives, and we have tight rules. Like, you're not supposed to tell anybody what secret objectives are. The secret for good,
Right.
Because it makes everybody suspect everybody, and it's awesome when there's no traitor. When there's no traitor and everybody suspects that everybody's a traitor, it's just fantastic. You can't trust anybody, but you have to trust everybody. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, I don't like this matchup.
Yep.
This matchup's no good. But you guys, you're right. You guys
Go
are
ahead, Mark.
absolutely right. I don't want either of these gone. So whatever you
Pick
say,
it, Mark.
goes.
Pick it.
Oh
I know what you're picking. Come on.
no,
we know
'cause
what you're picking.
I'm a huge Marvel fan. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I love Marvel, and I've played.
I love the MCU.
And
This
Jamie,
is
you're
not
right.
the MCU.
When I put this down there, I was thinking of all the Marvel Legendary expansions, but I didn't think of all like Encounters and 007, and I think there's an X-Files one too. I think I have that. I just never opened it. There's there's so many different ones. Okay, I'm gonna. Dead of Winter's gone. Dead of Winter's gone. I'm giving it to Legendary.
What?
I'm giving it to Legendary.
Whoa,
I'm giving it to
that
Legendary.
blows my mind, Mark.
I'm sorry.
Blows my mind.
I took this like they're too close to me, but you know what? I've played Dead of Winter to death. I've played the expansions to death. But there's more. There's more Legendary. I'm not tired of it. It's just those
Very
memories
selfish.
are behind me. Those memories
I
are
had
behind
enough
me.
of it.
It is selfish. I'm making a decision. It's just done.
Well, then but you have to think about all the other ones that came after it, the Crossroads games that aren't as good, like that. What was it? There was one called Gen 7 or something.
Yeah, I have that. Never opened it.
So those can go. That's kind of like a blight. Does Forgotten Waters count? Because it's got the Crossroads in there, but it's not really the same, right?
I would say it's not the same. I'd say the Crossroads.
That
is
shouldn't
like,
count.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to.
Yeah, that shouldn't count. So then it's good.
Not every
Dead of
deck
Winter
building
gone.
game goes away because the deck building game goes away. So that's
Right.
just part of a system different.
Trust me, I'm torn too. Like, I don't know. Any answer I said would have hurt me. It would have hurt me.
I'm-
So Dead of
I'm-
Winter's
I'm-
gone. It's gone. Forget.
I'm 1-3 here. That's not good. That's not good.
It's fine with me.
Yeah, not
Well,
fine with me.
there's only 5. Not everybody. It's gonna be a loser. Okay. Okay.
Oh, is this the last one?
So the last one's coming up. Last one's coming up.
This is double points.
It's all right.
double
I already
points.
won my free beer at the next convention, at the next 2 conventions, right, Steven?
You know, buddy, I would buy you beers for free no matter what. No matter how wrong you are about games, I will buy you all the beer you want. You know that.
I got you on video saying that.
I'm already second guessing my choice. You guys, no. Okay, here we go.
You can't go back now.
I know I can't go back. It's gone. It's gone from existence. You can't reverse. I can't. I need Tony here to reverse. No, I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I'm good. Okay. All right. Last but not least, Exit versus probably not what you would have expected, because what you would have expected, not everybody has played here, versus Codenames. So the whole Exit series versus the entire Codename series.
Fair enough.
Well, all right. I guess.
think Jamie.
Guess I'm
goes
first on this
right?
one, huh?
Yep.
This one to me is a no-brainer. It's clearly Codenames needs to
This
stay.
is a no-brainer.
And I think Steven's going to agree with me on this one. Now, Exit's awesome. I've played through probably 2/3 of the Exit games, and we love them. We have a blast playing them every time. The fact that my wife is much smarter than me and gets the puzzles faster than me doesn't make it fun, but I like watching her have fun. But the fact of the matter is, I love them. I love the Exit games. They're great. But here's the thing. Codenames is Vlada Chvátil is like the Albert Einstein of games, and this guy made one of the best party games that has ever existed with Codenames. We cannot allow Codenames to go away. Exit, I mean, we got all kinds of things like that. We got Exit, we got the Unlock series, and we got all these different kind of escape room puzzly games. We have plenty of them. We don't need the Exit games, but we definitely need Codenames. It's genius. Agree with me, Steven. You got to agree with me.
Is this our first agreement?
I've made the statement many times on podcasts, in person with people. First of all, Vlada Chvátil is an absolute genius and without a doubt one of the greatest designers of all time. But my bigger statement than that is that every family in the United States and across the world, as I can even extend that, should take that group of Monopoly games they've got in their closet, because everyone's got more than one of them, take them, throw them in the garbage, and put code names right there. Not that they're the same in any way, shape, or form, but you can play this with your kids. You can play it with grandma. You can play it with your drunken friends on board game night and get them into freaking board games. Code names, I'm going to go out on a limb here with this statement. Code names is more important to the hobby than Catan, Pandemic, Ticket to Ride. It's the single most important game that has ever come into this hobby because of the fact that it is so accessible, and everybody understands this. I don't game much with my brother and my family because they're A, bunch of jerks, and B, you can't teach them anything because they just like, you say 3 rules and it's like, I don't understand the game. So they're impossible to teach games to. Impossible. They will play this game. Your family. And yeah, they play this. They love this. Every time they say, "Oh, get the word thing out. Go the one with the words." And the hardest thing for them then is I have to get them not to like as people are like doing things like not to go do all the things that might point people to do the right thing. So I'm like, don't make faces, walk away from the table, that kind of thing, so that you're not giving it away to your teammates. But Codenames is that important to the hobby. It is that beautiful of a game. Must always stay in the hobby, and everything Jamie said about Exit is phenomenal. Played many of them. Paula kills me or gets more of the puzzles every time we play, but we have so many other ones.
You and me are in the same boat, Steven.
Yeah, she's so much smarter than me.
Our better halves are just smarter than we are.
They're just smarter. So Exit, sorry, you are out of existence.
All right, so
we
this
agree.
was
First time we
let
agree.
me ask you this. Do you play code names with bags on your head like some of these people do?
No, I've never seen that. That's a great one. So what we do
I've seen pictures of people with like beer case boxes on their heads playing code names because they hate that people make faces when they're playing, and it's cheating that way.
No,
ridiculous.
it is, and I know people. What we do is we simply just like I'll be there, I'll give my clue, straight, and then we just walk away from the table, right? And then the other spy master sits there, and they know. And they'll say, okay, yes or no, and whatever. So the person who just gave the clue just walks away, keeps their back, goes have a drink someplace else. That's how we do it.
Mm-hmm.
Codenames is a great game. You guys made a great choice.
We agree.
I think everybody agrees on this one.
Came down to it.
Everybody agrees on this one.
There was a no-brainer, right? That was a throwaway question there, Mark.
There's people.
How would you answer?
That are huge fans.
Mark?
I would do the same way, but for the reasons that Exit has never made, there's no game that makes me feel dumber than Exit, because there's a timer on that thing. Screw that, just throw that timer away. It's ridiculous how I come out of there, I was like, wow, I am stupid. I am clearly not as bright as I thought I was. But then Codenames brings horrible? It around. It does.
There's one game that Exit's not the one, but there's one game, Cryptid, from I think it's Osprey makes Cryptid, and it's like a logic puzzle game where you're trying to find the Bigfoot or whatever that's on the board. And I'm telling you, that game makes me feel stupid because my brain just does not think in that way. At BGG Con the one year, we're playing at a table with Rodney Smith and Joel Eddy and Chaz Marler and Marty Cannell. We're all playing. Rodney and I are sitting there like two empty husks. Our brains are not even in our head. We're like, how? Joel all of a sudden gets the answer. I'm like, how could you know that? I'm telling you, I never felt dumber in my entire life in front of a group of my friends.
You and Rodney were that's the reason that you couldn't get anything, I bet.
That could be part of it, but
could be part of it. A little bit part of it.
Could be part of it.
So maybe that was a throwaway, but you know what? It's not going to be a throwaway for everyone. There's somebody out there that's going to watch this video and being like, you guys are nuts. But
I'll tell you,
absolutely.
Steve would easily say that Exit needs to stay and Codenames goes because he loves these puzzle games. That's like his favorite game. And Exit, Unlock, all these are his favorite.
All right, so that's it. We've just eradicated half of the games. They don't exist. Thank you. Thank you.
I still have all the jewels.
What do you got?
Maybe I can. I have all the jewels. I can just snap them back in.
It's
No?
like this is going to be like the.
That's when he used them the
Tony, you're
second
gonna
time
have-
to destroy them.
But then you got to die to bring them back.
Or lose an arm or something like that. Or a head.
So, all right. Okay, well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the very first episode of This Versus That. Hopefully, hopefully you guys who are watching this enjoy this episode. I am so grateful to have Steven and Jamie here. They were awesome. I love your shows, and I'm pretty sure if you guys are watching Board Game Coffee, you for sure are subscribed to the Secret Cabal, and
He just died.
I think you just forgot the name of your show there, Steve.
yeah, and I just
I think you might have. Board Games
I did,
Insider.
I did.
Or
Board
the
Games
Podfather
Insider.
of Gaming
I
YouTube
did.
channel where I do my
You know
happy
why it
hours
screwed me
twice
up?
a week.
Because I was about to
people can
read your
join me.
Okay,
tags.
Mark,
Twice a
everybody
week.
forgets the name of it. Don't even worry about
No,
it.
I
You
listen to you and
suck,
Ignacio all the time. I listen to you and Ignacio all the time. It just, I turned over to your screen and it said the Podfather, and I was like, what is happening? Because I
His
put
notes are wrong.
I put the Secret Cabal, I put the Podfather. No, it's on the screen.
That's
It's on
all
the screen.
right. It's there right there.
Hey, I
all
listen.
good.
I listen. I'm a sub. I
Thank
listen.
you. Thank you.
Anyways. Okay.
Well, thank
so,
you for having us, Mark. We had a great time today, and I always love hanging out with you and always love hanging out with Steven. And yes, convention season coming up in the fall. We're going to be hanging out and having a great time. Can't wait to do it.
Can't
All right.
wait.
I can't
Anybody
wait.
out
It's
there?
gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Let's meet up. Let's everybody, not just you two, but everybody out there. Let's meet up at Gen Con. Let's meet up at Origins. Let's meet up at BGG Con, PAX, Essen, maybe outside chance that they actually have it. But I love to see everybody
I ain't going
who's gotten a
overseas.
vaccine.
That's too
I'm
much.
going if they let me if I can get
I'd
to
love
Germany
to, but man,
and they're running it. I got my vaccine. I'm going. So I will see my European friends too. I'm excited about this, man. Getting us back and being able to do things again. I mean, it just drives me crazy that there are people like, no, like, we're never going to do that. We're going to stay in our house. I'm like, okay, if you want to do that, that's great. You know what I want to do? I want to go see people. I'm a people person. I want to travel. I want to go to conventions. Gamers, we do things around a table together. Let's do that again. So I'll see you all soon.
All right, and we will see you guys on Board Game Coffee next week, and listen to the podcast of these fine gentlemen. They're awesome. Subscribe if you haven't. You need to. It's good stuff. All right, see you, everybody. Thanks for joining us. If you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe to our channel. It's the best way to keep up to date with everything we do here at Board Game Coffee. But if you want to see more right now, we got plenty of videos to choose from. And if that's not enough, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee. And remember, have fun, keep gaming, be social. See you next week.